If you've been showing up, doing all the things, but still feeling off, it might not be what you're doing, it might be who you're still being. Hey, my friend. Welcome back to the Cosmic Mystic. Danny C. Oniz here. And if you've ever felt like your energy is fractured, scattered, like you're pouring out more than you're actually receiving back, then this episode is for you. We're talking about the invisible ways that you might be leaking energy, how to reclaim that energy so that it changes how you feel and how you lead, how you love, and how you create. My friend, this is one of the topics that I absolutely love to share and talk about. So let's dive in. First, let's name it. As you grow, as you shift, as you heal, your identity must shift. Your self concept of who you are must shift. But oftentimes we stay energetically tied to our past selves: the hustler, the people pleaser, the perfectionist, the girl who thought her power was earned. You're showing up, but it's almost as if there are 17 past versions that are behind you, or that you might be holding. I often use this idea with my clients: is you're holding on to these ideas like purses or backpacks. And I want you to think about, how would it feel if you were carrying all of those versions on your back every single day? Every single time you tried to show up in your business, every time you tried to show up in your relationships, every time you tried to show up in whatever it is that you are wanting to do, that version of you still here in your ear, unconsciously, where you might not even realize. Does this sound familiar? This is one of the biggest secret energy leaks that we have. And here's what I want you to know. You can reframe this all you want. This isn't just mindset, okay? There is reframing, and I absolutely love reframing. I'm a big like part of the work I do is mindset. But we don't stop at just mindset. We go into the body, into the energetics, into the soul. So this is mind, body, soul, the three components, my friend. We need to make sure that we are retrieving, that we are claiming our energy back on all three planes. So how do we do that? How do you reclaim your energy? You're like, okay, yeah, Jenny, maybe I have some versions of me that are stuck in the past. So how do I do this? How do I reclaim my energy? There's three ways that I like to do this. And I do this with my clients in my one-on-one containers, and we do this inside Sacred CEO. Number one, well, let me tell you all three. So soul retrieval, breath work, and nervous system reprogramming. So let's talk about the first one, soul retrieval. Soul retrieval is where we go in and connect with the past versions of ourself to reclaim that energy, to unlock them. It's almost as if they are frozen in time in that situation and just keep reliving it. I want you to think about this. If there is something that has happened to you and it's not something that was probably your favorite thing, might be a very challenging thing that you experienced, there's a version of you who is still there, reliving that experience every single day. This is why a lot of the work in past life comes into play here, is we look at right? The versions of ourselves. So also let me just make something clear. When I say past life, I'm referring to two different ways of looking at this. Number one is past life, meaning a version of ourselves that is from the past. So whether that is you a day ago, you 5 minutes ago, you 2 years ago, you 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, or you from a completely different lifetime. So we have this lifetime, the past versions of you, and we have other lifetimes that you may have been, your soul has been incarnated in some way, shape, or form. So you have all of these experiences. All of these experiences come into play because the soul knows, the soul remembers just as much as the body remembers in this lifetime. So, this is why we not only look at it from the mental plane, from the mindset, but we also get into the energetics through the body and through the soul. So the second way that we look at this is through breath work. Now, this is where we start to get into the body, and the breath work that I like to do really starts to also get into the soul and into the energetics. So when we're looking at breath work, we are connecting with the body and we are allowing the body to express. So one of the things I often see is when people are doing mindset work and they're reframing things, is sometimes the reframes are like 0 to 100. Oh, and we're not cars. We don't go 0 to 60. We don't go 0 to 100 like that, right? It takes time, right? So there's got to be like stepping stones to get to the place where we want to go, or else, first off, the mind's going to reject it, the body's going to reject it, and the soul's going to be like, yeah, right. It's not going to, they're not going to be able to grasp onto something. So whether we are doing mindset work or whether we are, checking in, is we want to make sure that we're believing it, that this is possible, right? So words like, I am curious about how this might be possible for me, right? I'm open to seeing how this might work, right? Things of that nature, when you're reframing something, those help tremendously, my friend, in being able to, your mind to be able to grasp onto it. Now, the second thing that you want to look at is the body. How does the body respond to that reframe? Does the body want to reject it? Is it like, okay, well, the mind's got it, but then like you'll hear people say things, and pay attention, right? You might say it yourself where you're like, I need to feel into that a little bit more, right? I'll ask, like, how does that feel? Right? I'll ask first, how does that sound? Is that something that you believe? And they might say, yeah. Okay, great. How does that feel? Now we're checking in with the body. How does the body feel about that? If the body has any type of like, oh, I feel it in my stomach, or I feel it in my throat, or I feel it in my chest, right? Okay, that means that the body is not okay with it. The body has not accepted it. And if the body hasn't accepted it, we are not in alignment. We are disaligned. We are not connected to this new idea just yet. The third thing is the nervous system reprogramming, right? So these kind of go hand in hand. The breath work allows us to express, to release, to make space so that the nervous system can then start to grasp and to feel comfortable with, feel safe with, feel secure with. This is why we don't just do things. Can you see, my friend? We don't just do things from the mind. So I want you to think about this as you're moving forward on your healing journey. If you come across something and I always start with the reframe of the mind. I always start there because the mind's got to be able to grasp onto something. Then I'll check in with seeing where am I connected to this thing? What is the story that I have around this thing? Where is this connected to? This is where we get into that soul retrieval. Where did I learn this? Where am I might still be holding on to this? My identity as a people pleaser, there are many times where I've had to go back and reclaim parts of myself as the people pleaser, right? I am so far removed from that identity, even now, that it really is hard for me sometimes to look at that version of myself because I'm so far removed from her. Like, I respect her and I love her, and we've shared so much together, and she's not who I am anymore. I'm not that version of myself anymore. And I respect that version so much. And I think that's really important that we don't just discount, especially when we're doing work like soul retrieval, we don't just discount that version or, disconnect from it abruptly. There's some grace and some love that has to come into those versions of ourselves. This is why, right, having somebody who can guide you through that is so important. This is, my friend, about bringing your energy back from the places that you've abandoned yourself. And this is why the soul retrieval work, the breath work, the nervous system reprogramming, this is why we do this. Every time that you may have made yourself feel small, or maybe somebody has made you feel small, every time you let someone else define your worth, we reclaim that. And when we do that, we reclaim our power. Now, this is where that soul alignment comes from. This is where you start to be able to make decisions that are grounded and aligned and not scattered and all over the place. So you might be thinking, okay, Danny, but what if I can't let go of a version of me? Maybe because that version has protected me. That version has kept me safe. That's often what happens is when people will come and say, well, Danny, I've worked on this already. Like, and they're frustrated with themselves because they've worked on it and they've tried to overcome it, and they just keep, right. And it's most of the time, it's because they've done it on the mental plane. They've done it in the mind, but they haven't looked at the body. The body's probably rejected, or they haven't looked deeper into, or they've realized that that version of me was actually being protected, right? There's this idea of a second gain. Whenever you don't want to shift something, maybe consciously you're like, yeah, I'm ready to shift out of being a people pleaser, or I'm ready to shift out of being a hustler, right? But yet the body, and it hasn't accepted it fully, or you come to the realization that I'm actually protecting myself, right, from doing that. That is an opportunity for us to say, okay, how can I step into that idea in a different way? How can I get the thing that I'm getting right now, the protection, the safety, the comfort, in a new way, in a different way? How can I show myself that there's another way to do this? Like, I want you to think about when maybe you were a child and the way in which you handled, many of us probably did not learn this. If you grew up in the 80s and 90s like I did, you might not have learned this, right? Luckily, the kids these days are learning it. But back then, we didn't learn how to regulate our emotions, right? Like, that was not a topic that we had. And our parents, I know mine, they didn't know how to do that, right? They didn't learn how to do that. So I learned ways to do that, to get what I wanted, to regulate my nervous system or not, right? By doing certain things. For me, it was very much about pushing things down, suppressing things, not dealing with things. My family is very, very good at not dealing with things, right? Like pushing things under the rug, right? Sweeping it all under the rug. I learned that that's how I handle things, right? I just sweep them under the rug and we move on and everything's great, right? As I got older, I realized that was not a good way to handle things, right? Not a good way to do things. And so I've learned a new way of doing things. It's the same type of idea, my friend. You're just giving yourself a new way of doing things. This way used to work, this protection used to work, but now there's something new. There's a new way that I can do this that is actually healthier. And when we can start to see that this is an old pattern and this is a new way, oh, okay, the body, the mind, the soul was like ease into it and be able to accept it. So, what if that hustler got me here? This is another one that's like, well, but what if, the way I've been doing things, that's how I got myself here. Great. That's how you got yourself here. How you got yourself here is not going to get yourself there to the next thing that you desire. There's the old phrase, I think it's Albert Einstein, right? That says, when you continue to do the same thing, you get the same result. So I don't, right? I love when people are like, you've changed. I used to take that so bad, my friend. I used to take it like, what? What do you mean I've changed? I haven't changed. I'm the same. Now I'm like, thank you. You've recognized my growth. You've recognized that I have shifted in some way, shape, or form, right? And so it's the same idea here. What got you there? What got you right here, right now? Wow, good job. Is it going to get you there though? Maybe not. If you want to grow, you have to do something different. If you want a new result, you have to do a new thing. You can't do the same thing and expect a new result. If you're doing the same thing, you're going to get the same result, my friend. The last one is, what if it's not a story? What if it's just who I am? What if this is just who I am, Danny? What if I am a people pleaser? What if I am somebody that is weak, right? What if that is who I am? Here's what I want you to know. It's not who you are. It's not who you are. It's who you thought you had to be. There is something in there that is keeping you in believing this story. I can have a belief, my friend, that I am a Hispanic woman, and there are certain things that should happen because I'm a Hispanic woman. I could totally believe that story and hold on to whatever comes with that. I can believe that because I'm a projector in human design, or because I'm a Cancer moon, or because I am an introvert, that I can't do certain things. Those are stories. This is why in astrology, I'm a big, you know it, my friend. If you followed me for any amount of time, you know I love astrology. I don't cling on to, well, I'm a Cancer moon and this is just the way it is. I recognize that that is my natural way of being. And if I want to do something different, or if that is hindering me in some way, then I need to work on that. I need to look at how can I do that in a different way. My friend, if this is draining you, if there are things that are draining you, it's not aligned with who you're becoming, because you're becoming a new version of yourself. I know you. I know you. That's why you're here. You can honor the version that survived without letting her lead. It's almost as if you're saying, thank you. And this is, I say this a lot to versions of myself, and I invite my clients to do this a lot, is thanking them. We do this in soul retrieval, thanking them for what they've done, because they have done so much to get us to where we are now. We don't have to exile her. We don't have to disconnect from her abruptly. We just need to stop giving her the mic. So how do we allow ourselves to do this? My friend, I want you to pull your energy back to you. And I want you to allow yourself to release anything any of the connections that are not who you are now becoming or who you are now. As I said, those 17 versions of you that you're still hanging on to on an energetic level that are holding you back, it's time to say thank you. I love you. And I'm choosing something different. All right, my friend, in our breath work today, we are going to allow ourselves to release the versions that no longer belong to us. And so we're going to take some time during our daily somatic practice to allow ourselves to release, to let go. Remember, this breath work is your weekly reset or your daily reset. You can always come back and listen to these breath works every single day just to reestablish alignment with yourself, or in this one, reclaim parts of yourself back to you. All right, so go ahead and get into a comfortable position where you can just sit for a moment. Our breath work is usually about a 5-minute grounding and centering, calling in our spirit team, and then about 3 to 4 minutes of releasing breath. And then we do a breath hold for about a minute to two. And then we do our integration, which will be us reclaiming our energy in this breath work for another 3 to 4 minutes before we close. So if you have about 15 minutes to sit with us, feel free to stay tuned. All right, go ahead and close your eyes. And you can do this lying down or sitting up, whatever you're being called to do. And let's just take a nice deep breath in together and letting it go. And let's do that once again. And letting it go. And one more time. And letting it go, allowing your roots to drop down into Mother Earth. The grounding cord, plugging in to the center, to the heart of Mother Earth. And the energy of citrine, the crystalline energy of citrine and rose quartz are coming through. So you may sense, feel, or imagine those flowing up through your grounding cord, through the bottoms of your feet, up in through your energy field, your center column, your chakras. Continuing to breathe deeply, nice and easy. And bringing that energy and focus to the top of your head, to your crown. And opening up your crown, connecting in to God our Father, the great I am, the divine source creation universe. Feeling that connection. We call upon God our Father, the great I am, the divine source creation universe, and we ask for your guidance, your support, your love, and protection as we move through this day. We call upon Mother Earth, Gaia. We ask for your grounded, supported, nurturing energy to keep us grounded, to keep us safe and protected. You may sense, feel, or imagine a bubble 360 degrees of love, protection. And this bubble is infused with that crystalline energy of citrine and rose quartz. We call upon our spirit team, our guides, our guardians, our angels. We ask for your presence in our life today. We ask you to support us, to guide us on our path, to show us the signs, the symbols, the synchronicities that alert us to where we are headed, to our heart's desires, and where we may be led astray. We call upon the four guardians at the watchtowers to stand in the four corners, and our archangels, Raphael, Gabriel, Michael, and Oriel, to guide us, protect us, keeping us safe from harm, with no harm to none. We call upon the four directions, east, south, west, north, and the four elements, air, earth, fire, water. And we ask for your guidance to be within our thoughts, to be within our actions, to be within our desires, guiding us to create, to build, to let go as we step into the next version of ourself fully and completely. Taking a nice deep breath in. And we call upon any spirit animals of the most highest vibration of love and any ancestors of the most vibrational energy of love that want to create and guide us today. And we ask for this, or greater. And so it is. Taking a nice deep breath in and letting it go. Just allowing your consciousness to drop down into your heart space, space at the center of your chest, tip of your sternum. This is your sacred space. And as you enter, you may notice those two crystalline energies, the citrine and the rose quartz. You may sense them, you may feel them, you may imagine them. You're not sure what those crystals are or they look like. Whatever is coming through for you is perfectly right. I want you to go ahead and walk over to these crystals and just place your hand on each one of them. Your left hand and your right hand. Your left on the citrine, your right on the rose quartz. And taking another nice deep breath in. As you connect with these crystals, they're going to start to show you versions of yourself, identities of the past that you are still connected to energetically. And as we begin our breath work in just a moment, I want you to sense, feel, or imagine that you release and let go of these versions as you think them and sending them with love and showing them the new path you are now taking. And take a nice deep breath in and letting go. Do that once again. Letting go. All right, let's begin our breath work. In through the mouth, out through the mouth, deep into the belly. Finding your own rhythm and allowing each breath to let go, to release, to disconnect from an old version of you that you're still energetically connected to. What identity are you still holding on to that you are ready to let go of? It is not coming with you in this next phase. Almost there. Keep going. What story is ready to be rewritten on the energetic plane? "30 more seconds, keep going, almost there." Ah, 10 seconds, my friend. Keep going. Let it all out. Beautiful, my friend. Take a nice deep breath in. Letting it go. Let's do that once again. Letting it go. And one more time. Deep inhale. Letting it go. This time, I want you to take a nice deep breath in. Biggest breath you've taken so far today, holding it at the top. And connecting in with the version of you. The new version. The one who has released the old identities. The version of you who has reclaimed her power. What does she want you to know right now? And when you're ready to release that breath, let it go. And shift your breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, feeling that message from that version of you, fully reclaimed in your power. And as we shift our breathing and move in to our next round of breathing, I'm going to call back our power across all time, space, portals, and dimensions. And so with each breath, I invite you to call back your power. I call back my power right here, right now. I call back my power from known and unknown places. I call back my power from many versions of me who are outdated or stuck in the past. I call back my power from many places, from many people, from any objects that I have given my power away to. I call back my power from any stories, any beliefs that I am still holding on to that are not serving me. I call back my power from anything that drains me. I call back my power from anything that doesn't serve me now. I reclaim my power. I reclaim my energy. I reclaim my magic. Take a nice deep breath in, letting it go. Once again, and letting it go. One more time, deep inhale. And letting it all go out, breathing it all out, holding your breath out and feeling in to your power, to your energy, fully reclaimed. And when you're ready to take that next deep breath in, breathe in gratitude. Gratitude for this time you have taken for yourself. Gratitude for the past versions of you. Gratitude for the future version of you. Gratitude for everything that you have gained from those past versions. Gratitude for your power, for your magic, for your energy. Gratitude for the people in your lives. And gratitude for this moment right here, right now. And whatever else you may be grateful for right now, expressing that gratitude here, feeling it flow through you. Beginning to bring back your awareness to the here, to the now. Reclaiming all of your power and any insights that have come through this time together. My friend, your energy is sacred. And as we bring this session to a close, I want you to remember you don't have to earn your power. You just need to call it back. Claim your energy. You would love some support in reclaiming your energy, reclaiming your power, then I invite you to book an inner authority call with me. You'll find the link down below in the description, in our show notes. You don't have to do this alone, my friend. I'm here to guide you back to you. I am just a guide. My friend, I hope you have enjoyed this time together. I would love, love, love to hear what has come up for you. Let me know in the comments below or shoot me a DM over on Instagram at Danny C. Muniz. My friend, until next time, remember to keep shining your unique light.